Hey guys, question. Do you struggle with flirting? Can you even define it? And if you could you even do it? You know, guys, I have asked a million different dudes, what is flirting? Right? And I've heard all kinds of different definitions, and I've talked to women and I've asked them what flirting is. And I've gotten all kinds of different definitions. It seems to be one of those kind of things that just like, the definition is unique to you and nobody else, right? So I've heard it all, man. And so what I really wanted to do was hone in on and focus on a solid definition of what flirting actually is. That way, now that it's defined, we can really act on it. We can really figure out the minutia of it and then move forward and do what we gotta do, right? To me, this is a solid definition of what flirting is. The potential of sex without the promise of it. Okay, to me, very solid definition of what flirting actually is. So what's some ways that we can do that? Well, the first thing we can do is, number one, cocky funny. All right, if you don't know what cocky funny is, it's basically, David D'Angelo introduced this years and years and years ago, and I think it rings true. I think it holds true to this day. And basically, if you really want a watered down definition of what that would be, playfully teasing. So what I like to do and what I recommend you do and see if it works for you, and if it does, keep running with it. If not, see why it's effective and put your own spin on it, okay? But what I like to do is, I call it the little sister frame. So here's a girl, I'm talking to her, and what am I gonna say? What am I gonna talk about? How am I going to flirt with her, okay? I am going to treat her like I would treat a bratty little sister. You know, I have affection for a bratty little sister. I've got love for a bratty little sister. But I'm also annoyed with a bratty little sister. And so that's the way I'm gonna treat her. So when she says something, especially if it's, you know, off the wall or offhanded comment or something like that, I'm gonna say something to the effect of, man, there is no off button on you, is there? Jeez, how do you guys hang out with her? You know, things like that. And what am I really implying when I'm doing that? Well, A, I'm not gonna put her on a pedestal. B, I'm playful, I'm fun. C, I'm gonna say things to her that other guys just don't say because they're steadily feeding her compliments, right? So, but I'm doing it playfully. I'm not like out to, you know, diss her or something like that. I'm not trying to do that. She knows that I'm messing around, and she will likely fall into the frame herself and role play that and act as if she's like a little sister. And you know what the good thing about these YouTube videos are is that you can go back and rewatch and rewatch and rewatch till you finally get it down, okay? But you have to go out there and practice it. And one of the best ways that you can go out and practice this is to come to a modern flirting boot camp. Myself, Jared Syke Lawrence, we're gonna be in Austin, Texas, May 13th through the 15th. To reserve your spot. It's gonna be so dope, man. I'm telling you, you need to come out to this. So we could talk about flirting, we could talk about whatever sticking point that you need to handle, but that's what we're gonna do. We're going to make sure over the course of that weekend that everything that you wanna get handled, that we get squared away. All right, so this is one of the big ones though. This is one of the ones that guys really struggle with, so you need to pay attention. Listen up to the video. Hey, talking to you. All right, so that's the deal. But if you really want to eradicate this in a very quick time frame, join us in Austin, Texas, May 13th through 15th. My contact information is in the description. All you got to do is reach out and we can have the conversation, get you set up. All right, we're gonna get to number 2. Let's go. Number 2, breaking rapport. Why would I want to break rapport, man? I'm just trying to get a little bit of comfort going here. I'm trying to get rapport with her. Why would I want to break that? Here is why. Most girls, what they experience is once they get a little bit of interest from a woman, it's now time to chase, and the chase is on. And now she wants to see how much she can get away with in order to let you pursue. You know, what is going to be that breaking point? She's going to bump right up against whatever that boundary is. And now, if you keep falling into that, now A, she's losing respect for you, and B, you're probably going to get used on some level. All right. So by you playfully breaking rapport, what it's demonstrating is you're not willing to chase, that you are the prize here, that she should be the one chasing you. Okay. And so here's the deal. In order to break rapport, you have to actually break it. All right. Now, you don't have to come out of nowhere and say some kind of foul comment or anything like that. But to me, this is what like breaking rapport looks like. All right. So say, for instance, we'll say that she is from the country. All right. She grew up in the country, but now she's in the big city. And she's here. She lives here now, whatever. But she lets on that she grew up in a small town in the country. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start calling her country girl or something like that, you know, or buckle bunny or something along those lines. I'm going to playfully give her a nickname, and I'm going to keep bringing it up. You know, I'm going to sprinkle it in. If you just keep running with it, well, then now you're kind of being obnoxious. But if you playfully do it and you do it in the right times and calibrate for that, it is so effective, man. And the reason that it is so effective is for all the reasons I just told you before, but here's another one. It's showing that you are flirting, okay? Because look, think about it. If you've ever watched a James Bond movie, does James Bond just throw compliment after compliment after compliment after compliment? No, he kind of playfully takes a few jabs at her and things like that, and likely her to him. And so you have this little game of verbal ping pong going back and forth, and whoever wins out is whoever's frame is the strongest. Okay, and you know what? Here's the deal too, man. We go so deep on concepts like this. You know, all the other videos that you've seen of mine in our VIP program. And our VIP program, I'm telling you, there is not another program out there that is better than this. Yeah, okay, Dale, everybody says that. Yeah, I know, okay? But here's the reason why. A, we offer a money-back guarantee, all right? How many programs out there are giving you a full money-back guarantee if you aren't seeing the results that you want? Okay. Thirdly, you're able to come to classes every single day with high-powered coaches, myself, Jared Syke Lawrence, Cosmo, winner of the Pickup Artist on VH1, J-Mac. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. We have classes every single day. I have never seen a program that's intensive as this one. It is very, very deep. So I'm telling you right now, if you want more information, the link is in the description. All you got to do is just check it out, see if it fits for you, see if it's a good match. But if you are giving a half-hearted effort, or you're just kind of like, man, let's just kind of see what this is about, blah, 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 and you get involved, don't come crying to me when you're like, this is way too much. This is way too much information. This is way too many boot camps. This is way too much weighing on my time. I don't have time for all these dates. You know, so don't come crying to me if that's the issue. All right, we're gonna get number 3. Let's get it. Number 3, touch. All right, now look, if you do not touch her, she is not going to feel like that you're all that interested. Now, it doesn't mean obviously that you're groping her or doing anything that's inappropriate, okay? But what you can start doing are things that are what I would consider not suggestive, but at the same time showing a little bit of assertiveness. You know, such as things like, I like to start off with like a little tap on the shoulder. You know, maybe a hug or putting your arm around her. You know, things that are touch but not really sexually motivated inside of that touch, if that makes sense. Okay, I'll give you an example of what I mean for what not to do. Once I'm going out with this girl, all right, and I probably should have known better at this point in time how far along I was in my journey, but I don't know, you know, we all drop the ball, we all make mistakes, right? So what happened was we had went out and hung out and everything, and it went really well. We had a really nice connection going on, and things were, you know, going well. And we set up time for a second time to get together. And the second time we get together, and you know, I was a little apprehensive to actually like push things forward until I felt a little more comfortable. And the reason why is, and I know it's stupid, but it just is what it is. She was deaf, and I was having a hard time kind of getting around that. I don't know, I felt really weird about it. But I still liked her at the same time. And so because I treated her differently than I would treat other women, it ended up not working out because I simply didn't touch her. Okay? And the thing was, I went to set up a third date with her and she wasn't with it. And I was just like, well, you know, I got to ask you why. You know, I mean, seemingly everything was going well. You know, I'm like, you're not going to offend me or hurt my feelings, but I would like to know why you kind of came to that conclusion. And the reason that she told me was, she was like, I didn't think that you were all that into me, and I just kind of lost interest because you never like made a move or anything. And so I was like, all right, lesson learned, not making that mistake again. And so that's what I'm trying to drive across to you, is to make sure that you show interest by actually touching her. You're not gonna offend her. Okay, and if she is offended by a simple, you know, thumb wrestle war or something like that, I mean, come on. Do you even really want to kick it with her to begin with? So make sure that you do that assertively, but don't cross the line where, you know, that's just something you're going to have to calibrate for. All right, but here's the deal. One of the ways for you to actually calibrate is take the action on the things that we're talking about. And if you're like, man, Dale, I know this is like the halfway point of the attraction ladder, and I didn't even know that this thing was going on and blah, blah, blah. Hey, man, look, all you got to do is go watch the first video in the attraction ladder series and follow it on through. All right, we're going to link it up here or here or here or somewhere, and you can click on it and you can start your journey there. All right, we're going to hop into number 4. Let's get it. Number 4, frame tests. All right, look, once you have that flirty dynamic going, and it's like I said before, that game of ping pong going back and forth. She wants to win. She wants you to fall into her frame. You don't want to do it. You want her to fall into your frame. And on it goes. And that is the funnest part about it, in my opinion. Okay? I love that verbal jousting. I love that back and forth. All right? But here's the deal. Inside of that repartee, she's going to test your frame. All right? Meaning, she wants to see if you are that confident guy, that assertive guy, that self-assured, dominant man that's handsomely devilishly handsome, whatever. She wants to see if you are actually that guy. All right, so here's the deal. What she's gonna do is test your frame. Your frame is basically how you are presenting yourself to the world. And if you were presenting yourself as that confident guy, she's going to poke and see if that is the truth or not, because she has experienced her fair share of fake confident guys. And so you are no different. Time to test you. And if you are being tested, this is the mistake a lot of guys make, is they take it offensively and they feel like that she's clowning them or something like that. And that isn't it. And then, shit, man, they lost. They lost that frame war, okay? So how do you not do that? How do you not fall into that trap? So here's the deal. You do have to have some sense of wit to you. And you know what? Look, you may not be the most naturally witty guy in the whole wide world, and that's okay. That is actually something that you can work on. You can reach out to me if you want to know more about how to do that, okay? But look, there's some certain things that you can use as just kind of go-tos, you know? And my favorite one for doing that is, that's cute. So, for instance, if she says to me,
like, you're a lot of fun, but I don't usually date guys as old as you.
Now, again, the mistake a lot of guys be like, well, I'm not that old. Not that much older too. Oh, age is nothing but a number. Right? Okay, you've already lost because now you're explaining yourself and you're defending yourself and it just is a bad look altogether. All right. So if she says something to me like that, like, oh, you're a lot of fun, but I don't usually date guys as old as you. Ah, that's cute. But anyway, like I was saying.
It's the one and only Digo Double G.
You know, so in other words, I'm kind of being a little dismissive about what she just said. As in, I don't really care. Because see, at the end of the day, you want to be Teflon. Nothing sticks to you. Nothing is a big deal. You're non-reactive to what it is that she has to say, right? So your highs shouldn't be too high. Your lows shouldn't be too low. All right, so if she says something to you like that, okay, that's cute. Whatever. It's not that big a deal. And just keep it rolling and keep it moving as if she is interested in you, which if you're at this point, she probably is. Another way to handle this frame test situation that you're finding yourself in is to overly exaggerate. So if she says something to you like, you probably sleep with girls on first dates all the time, don't you? Yes. All of them. Every single one. You know what? I can't even think of a time that I didn't. You know, like that is a way to show her you're not reactive. You know, and it's almost like, why are you asking me ridiculous questions? Come on, get it together. That's kind of what you're implying by saying something like that. You probably say this kind of stuff to every girl you talk to, don't you? Yes, all of them. Every single girl in here, despite what you may have heard. You know, so just doing something like that, it just kind of shows her like, oh, yeah, that's kind of a dumb question. Like, why would I even, that's silly. Okay, guys, I'm gonna give you one more way to overcome her frame test, all right? It's a one-liner, and it only applies to one specific context. But I have used this line so much, to such great success, and I'm gonna share it with you, okay? Now, here's the deal. If you want to know more about all of this, maybe you're new to like I didn't even know that there was all this kind of communication in regards to dating and all these different techniques and different ways to express myself and all that kind of thing. I want to give you a free book, all right? It's The Psychology of Modern Flirting, The Attraction Ladder. All you gotta do is reach out to me. My contact information is in the description. All right, just reach out to me. I will get it to you, start you on your journey, no questions asked. All right, so hit me up, just let me know you want it, and it's all you. All right, so here's the line. If a girl says to me something to the effect of, oh, you're just some kind of player or wannabe player, or, you know, you're probably a man whore, or, you know, something along those lines, okay? My response is, I'm not a player. There's just a few girls that know my story. That's it. That is a killer. By the way, I'm gonna credit the rapper Nas for that, because it's in a Nas song. And I was like, that's fire. I like that, you know? And on a side note, just so you know, if you ever hear something said that's super clever in a movie, in a TV show, in a song, that is a good response, jack it. Just use it, you know? And even if somebody calls you out on it, so what? Who cares? It doesn't matter. Again, you're Teflon, right? All right, guys, I'm Dale Valor from Modern Flirting. We'll see you in the next one.